Kelly, this is answer number 3 to the question, why aren't you selling more? In this week's short attention span webinar, by the way, do you have any new children's artwork to start this session with? Because last week,
no,
you started.
I have a McDonald Land toy sitting here. This is a Batman.
Batmobile.
It's a Batmobile that came out of a Happy Meal because I'm such an awesome mom. I buy my kids McDonald's. Shame, shame.
Oh my goodness, the truth is out. The perfect Kelly Malazzi, not perfect. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this week we're going to talk about the third component, the third answer to the question, why aren't you selling more, and it's process. You've got to have a process. Kelly, why is this important? Why can't we just make calls?
Well, if we don't put some structure around this and we don't have a plan in place, what ends up happening is you make a list, you make some calls, no one calls you back.
Right.
And then you say, this doesn't work. Right. You get frustrated and you complain and you mull around and you lament your lack of success, when in fact the truth is it takes a concerted, multi-leveled, multi-touch approach to reach anybody today. There's so many tools available. The phone, the internet, the cell phone, social media, visiting, sending things through the mail. You have to do all of those things in order to be heard among the fray of all the other information that's coming at everyone today.
Right.
And so where you're going to go with this next is, we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of all the steps and what you do, but you just have to embrace the notion of using every tool available to you.
Sure.
Cell phone, texting, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, visiting them, sending them things in the mail, all of it. You have to do it all with regularity over a finite period of time with a beginning and an end. That's my 2 cents, basically.
And I was really surprised when I put together that sales assessment test, which is on the Epicom website, sales.epicom.org, and it's also on the bottom of my emails, and you can access it. It's free. And when I put that together, I was really surprised to learn that 90% of the people who took the test do not have a prospecting process.
Then I feel like we've been shouting into the abyss for 5 years, though.
Driving me crazy. I was stunned at that. 9 out of 10 of you. I know. 9 out of 10 of you just will kind of make some calls. Yeah, I'm just going to make some calls. And you'll string together maybe 1 or 2 calls and then get distracted by something else. An order that comes in or things pick up again. Listen to what Kelly was talking about. You've got to have a system. You've got to have a process. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. It's the Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? And that's got to go on. You've got to track it in some kind of a CRM. And you know what? It can be an Excel spreadsheet. It can be a numbers file. It can be a pad of paper and a pencil.
It can be your calendar on your iPhone. It can be Outlook, whatever you want it to be.
Right. So you start a new group every single week. In accordance to the amount of time you've got, in accordance to your position in sales, are you just starting out? You should be starting out 10 to 15 new prospects every single week, running them through your process. Now,
it's in accordance with the delta between what you have booked for this year and how much money you want to make and what the difference is, right? You're short 200 grand, you better get a bunch of prospects in your pipeline right now.
Pay special attention to that first step in your process, because the first impression that you make is huge. Huge. And I don't think you should be doing what everybody else does, which is sending an email. I think you really you've got to do something different. You've got to do something professional. You've got to be that purple cow that Seth Godin talks about. Terrific book, by the way, The Purple Cow. And you've got to be remarkable, as he points out. You've got to be different, professional, all of the above. So, put your process out there, write it on a pad of paper, and then try it, change it. Try it, change it. So next week we'll talk about the fourth component. But so far, Kelly, we've talked about call quality, target market, prospecting process. That's the answer to the question, why aren't you selling more? Next week we will round it out. Happy Labor Day, everyone.
We're 3/4 of the way there, Bill. We're almost done.
I know. Don't even remind me. Don't even remind me. But anyway, no, I'm just trying to make sure that in my head that this one comes out on the Friday before Labor Day, which I think it will. So we're
on or thereabouts.
We're clear there. And we'll, if we haven't talked to you already, we'll see you in Graph Expo. Both of us will be there. Please come see us. I'll be in the Epicom booth. Kelly will be in the PagePath Technologies booth.
And come up to us, because I get really insulted when you and I walk around together and people don't throng us and ask us for autographs and stuff. So when you see Gigantor here, who's like this much big taller than me, you stop us and talk to us and tell us that you think we're awesome, because that makes us feel good.
And humble.
Yeah, so humble. Very humble.
Wow. All right, gang. Well, thanks for your time today. Kelly, thanks.
Thanks, Bill.
And we'll talk to you all in the next Short Attention Span webinar.